For those that don't know me, my name is Tokunbo Shumbayo, and I'm the founder of Women Elevating Women. Introducing our next speaker, Marian Ogundairo. She is a business strategy expert, and she has also spoken at one of our events. So I'm looking forward to her sharing with us. So over to you, Marian.
All right. So, well, let's not go through this. So this presentation is for service-based businesses, so people that are consultants, or maybe just you're a business owner, right, or a coach. And like I say to people, like, there's no magic pill. We've heard that today in so many. There's no magic pill. People are looking for this saucy secret. There's nothing like that when it comes to business. It just does not exist. So when people ask for this, I just tell them you can't have it. So today, what you're going to learn today is how to make that digital shift so that your business can thrive today. So I'm sharing 3 big myths about business, and then later on I'll be sharing my 4-step framework to success. Okay. So maybe you're actually starting out in business and you're kind of trying to figure everything out. You don't know what to do, or you've been in business for a while and then all of a sudden you find like, this is just getting too much. I'm just stuck. You know. I've got all these things, because business can be simple, but it's not. It can be easy, but it can be complex as well. So it's so many things you're doing. You hear all these names: lead funnel, landing pages. You know, you have to do marketing, you have to do social media, and all that. And you're just trying to figure it all out. It all can be really exhausting, and you just feel burnt out. I just call it #overwhelmed, you know. And then sometimes you don't see that growth, or you don't see that profit, and you're putting all these hours into the work that you have. So even your little doggies, one of them around here, just for over 15 years. I'm actually a business analyst, so I could actually really understand what Tony was talking about. So we kind of like our colleagues, because I work as a contractor as well when I'm working online IT consultancy. So over the years, I've done that. I've worked on full life projects cycles in government, corporate, private and public sectors, worked on things like AI, robotics, and so many other things where I'm helping them to actually increase the revenue, maybe reduce costs, you know, or actually find new ways to actually make money. I also used to be a TEDx Houston team member, and I'm a mother to a beautiful girl. So I'm really excited to share with you now. But before I share anything, let me just kind of like give you 3 myth busters, right? That things that actually go, sorry. So the myth number 1 is that people believe that you have to be an expert before you can start business. So I have a definition of what an expert is. An expert is a person who is very knowledgeable about or skillful in a particular area, right? So what does this mean? It means that you have some knowledge. As long as you have knowledge in your area, in your field, and like a lot of us here have, and we shared between yesterday and today, you are actually an expert. You're an expert. So don't let that word detract you, okay? So this myth number 2 is that since you're an expert in your field, you can just go off and start a business. Well, anybody can start a business, right? Yes, but an expert in your field doesn't actually make you an expert in business. You still need guidance. You still need someone to actually show you and explain. You still need to do things the way you need to do them. Okay. Myth number 3 is that you need to know everything right out of the block. Right out of the blocks before you can start your business, right? And that's not true. You can start from where you are and you learn as you go along. You don't have to wait until you know everything. And, you know, so you don't have to know everything out of the blocks. You can actually learn as you go along. Sorry, I've got a little bit of distraction here. So forget all that noise that you've been hearing, all the clutter, chatter, do this, don't do anything. Just forget all that. Let me just calm down. Let's relax and let's recharge. And I'll just take you through what it is that you need to know about business. Okay. So just going to break it down. now think about it. Let's have a new perspective on what business is. Let's just start on a new page so we can actually understand what really it is that we're actually doing. And to get not just going through the motions you're doing, I want you to get an understanding of what it takes to actually start a business and to grow a business. I can't take you through every single thing because there's a lot to go on, but you at least you get not just the fundamentals, but the key things that you can take away today and begin to think about and use to start your own business. So what you really need to know about business is what the foundation is. You need to know the building blocks, which are the foundation of the business, and the pillars, the things that actually help you to make your business grow as once you started it or you've created it. So I like to say, imagine a puzzle, right? When you have a puzzle, you have like the strategies and tactics. When you start, when you're putting a puzzle together, some of the core things that you want to know are the corners. You try to find the cornerstones of that puzzle before you start putting it together. And then maybe sometimes you use things like the colors to see, okay, what colors actually go together. Then once you get those colors together, then you start to put the bits in between. So there's a kind of strategy, yeah? And then once you've got that core strategy, you start to put those tactics, those little bits in. And that's how it works. So, you know, I was actually, when I started business myself, I was kind of like, okay, doing everything, you know, kind of like, not in an organized way. I was doing, you know, like what you call the accidental business person initially, and I just tried to make it, but you realize like everything in life, yeah, you need a plan. So if you, there's a saying, I think it was, Benjamin, also was it Benjamin Franklin that said it? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? And so you need a plan, and even in the plan, you need a plan. There's some plans, different types of plans. So, well, let me introduce you to the business model strategy. Okay, so what is a business model? And business model. A business model is how you create and capture and deliver value. So you're creating. This is why they call entrepreneurs sometimes creators, because people think when they hear creators like, oh, what's they're not arty, but you're creating something that does not exist. Your business as it was never existed until you decided, I'm going to start a business. So you're all creators. And then how do you capture what you're creating and actually hand it over and deliver? This is basically what the business model is, just the way you do business, the way you run business. That's what it's about. Okay, so the key pieces are you're creating it, you're marketing your business, and you're selling it. Those are like the fundamental, the key things. So what are the things I need to create? All the things that make my business run. Then when I've done that, how do I take it to the people that need to, so that people know that it exists? And then how do I actually do the selling itself? These are all key components of your business. So where do you start from? Your vision, your why. We've heard this a number of times throughout these 2 days. It's the foundation of everything. You need to know your vision. Why on earth am I doing this business? Because if you think you're going to go into business just because, oh, let's say Tokumbo has this business, so I'll just run and I'll do that business as well. You don't know what her vision is. You don't know what her plan is. You don't even know if you like it or anything. You're just following somebody else's plan, somebody else's vision. And I think it was Jim Rohn that said that if you don't make a plan, somebody else will make one for them. And with the plan, you have to go with their plan, not your plan. So you need to know what your vision is. And your vision is what it is that actually keeps you going. Not only does it keep you going, when those hard times come, you definitely would need your vision to stand on. So, because even if you had money and money was not an issue, right, today, you still, you know, like you had all the money in the world, or you make all the money. What are you going to use the money for? You're using the money, you want the money as a business, because when you're running a business, that's fundamentally what it is. You're actually running a business to make profit. When you run a business and you have the money, sorry, I'm sorry, a little bit of distraction here, but what's your you find out that at the end of it, the money is useless without actually being able to use it for anything. So that's where your vision actually comes in. So for every business, you need to actually find out what the problem is. What problem are you solving? Okay, and to find out what problems you're solving, you do things like research. In corporations, we call them like, we have like research and development, where you're actually having interview style or focus groups, or you might have workshops just to find out, questionnaire surveys to find out, about the problem you're investigating. So you're not just jumping in and creating something that, because you're finding a gap in the market or finding a problem, you're finding something that you can feel. You're not just jumping up and say, oh, here, I'm creating this and here you go. Nobody asks you, you're not seeing any problem. Have you seen something that exists in the market that you can do better? or can you do it cheaper, or can you do it faster? Those are kind of things that you need to. And when you find them, just that's when you do your survey, and that's basically what the problem is that you're actually finding. So, and now you need to find out who your niche market is, your target market, because if you're everything to everybody, you're nothing to nobody. You need to speak to your people. So for example, this is women elevating women. And when people say women elevating women, most of the time the men don't come. And those women that are just out there to just grab and not really interested, the name women elevating women is not going to appeal to them. They were just like, oh, it's just some kind of woo-woo stuff, you know, and appeal attracts the right kind of people. So it's kind of like helping you, not just helping your own business, because the language that you use is language that people actually will be able to, sorry, the language that you use is language that people were able to understand. People, gosh, I'm so distracted here. People understand, but also you're kind of pulling people to you because you're attracting them, and it's making it easy for you to actually speak because you're speaking in a language, yeah, that you will attract them, if you know what I mean. The other thing that we look at is cost structure. What's the cost structure in our business going to be like? So when you're looking at cost structure, I think that I didn't put that there. But cost structure, you're looking at finance, which is cost structure. What kind of things are you going to spend in your business? What amount of money are you going to reinvest into your business? When you're starting out, you want to know what your fixed costs, what your variable costs are, what things are you going to be spending money on that you need to actually run the business. And you need to put all the things that you know that you say, even things that you don't think about, you know, if you're working from home, your utilities, your labor, the other big things, are you spending money on subscriptions? Put them down. If you're spending money, are they variable costs or are they fixed costs? Are they things that change all the time, or they're like the same cost? So if they change your variable, just look for an average figure that you put down. Because one thing I actually tell people is that when you're looking at, when it comes to taxes, you want to run your business from start as a business. So you want to get registered. I haven't put that in here. You want to get registered. You want to actually set up your, you decide what kind of company you want to run, and make sure you get an accountant from the start, so that you can actually book your taxes. You file your taxes the right way. And I can tell you what, you don't want to get into. I've been a victim to that, where you're not really sure what's going on. So there's no point dabbling in something you're not sure. Just go and get yourself a good accountant. Get an accountant reference, and they will get your books in properly. So you get that. And if you're going into something like a partnership, I always say to people that when you're starting your partnership, always make sure you have an exit strategy as well. So these are kind of things. But finance as well is revenue. You need to know what products you're actually having, and then, the products that you have, that we're going to talk about them kind of now. What products are actually bringing money in? What are the different revenue streams that you have? Because when you set yourself your goal of how much money you want to make, you're going to be using your services and your products to actually achieve those goals. Okay, so I think they've gone now. So if you build it, what happens? So you now build this structure, your business and everything. So what happens now? Yeah, we just sit there, look pretty, and we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. Nah, that Field of Dreams, the movie, if anybody's watched it. I can't say anything on the chat, so guys, you can put things on the chat and I'm talking so I can remember. Because Field of Dreams, it doesn't work. Kevin Costner, he lied to us. If you build it, they will not come. You don't sit down with but no matter, I for a very long time I did not understand myself, because I had this thing of like, I don't want to put myself out there, I don't. And then we have all sorts of things which like I talk about in my course and everything, like imposter syndrome, narratives that we tell ourselves, oh, I don't want to put myself, or the other people doing it, or something is now they do, and you just sit back, and then you're expecting business to come to you. No matter how good you are in your business, no matter how good you are, if people don't know about you, they're not turning up. So you need to market your business. Yeah, you need to put yourself out there with the confidence that you have. You need to be intentional. Put yourself out there intentionally and confidently all the time and speak to people. And you market yourself. When you're marketing your business, you market yourself in a way that you're talking to them about the problem that they have, yeah? And then you tell them what the solution is. You know, there are ways that we can market anyway, but you have to go out there and tell them, okay? And then how do we this marketing, this is the way we actually, our customer relationship. Customer is so key. In short, your customer, your client is pivotal, is central to your business. Apart from you, which is a different aspect of it, is a very important aspect. Yes. Apart from you, you have to grow. Sorry, just 1 second. So apart from you, then you have to build, and I think that the biggest investment that you can have in your business is yourself, right? And I think we just talked about growth. It's so important, and this is something that I talk in my program as well. Your growth. It's who do you need to become, right, in order to actually run a business. What kind of person do you need to be? Do you need to wait until you become that person before you actually start running a business? Or do you start to walk in those shoes and start to speak those words and start to become that person, you know, and speak as if you're already there? Yes, because that was what will actually give you the strength, that gives you knowledge. And you know, if you don't take action, it's not going to happen. So in order for you to actually market your business, you need to learn how to attract them. You need to learn how to keep the business and actually grow your business. How do we grow? Like word of mouth, retention, keep them coming back. So that tools that you use and processes that you can use in businesses to actually make this happen. But you know, these are like things that happen. First of all, we just want to grow your business, and then we take it to market. As your business is growing, then we start talking about ways that you can actually scale your business, because business has different levels. Then you don't want to run before you can walk. It's like, you know, gestation. I always say to people, you think about a tree, you plant a tree, or a woman that's giving birth, you know, you go through 9 months for a reason, you know, that if you can't skip, if you skip something, there's always something that gives, you know, if I have a baby before 9 months old, there's some things that we have to do to make that baby come up to speed. You see, you plant a seed, it's time to water, to nurture it, and it's growing, and you know, and then that harvest comes at some point as well. So this is the same thing when it comes to our businesses as well. At the right time, we need to know what the right things we need to do are. Okay, and also it's when it comes to customer relationship, they need to actually understand who you are as a business. So like, you know, like, without going into too much detail, like your branding, you know, the colors that you use in your fonts, but not just that. It's just all the touch points, the way you speak, the way you communicate, what you want to be perceived, what are your values, what are your brand values, what are the core things that drive you. You know, these things actually have to be be very important. It's like, you know, you don't want someone to speak to you or see your website, right? And then when they like what they see, they like the language that's on there. And then when they pick up the phone to speak to you, or they see you, they're like, is this the same person? You know, because there's no streamline, there's no branding, and so they don't, you know, there's all over the place. So these are things that we all have to work on and learn. So remember, I spoke about digital strategy. I was saying like, okay, so we're building businesses, and then today now they're telling us what is this digital strategy? There's a whole bigger picture actually than digital strategy. But for this purposes, we're talking about digital strategy. It's digital transformation. And I don't want to start going into the whole of the robotics and the AI, but it's just the way things have progressed, where you move from analog to digital, and then from digital, you're changing your digital processes, your processes also going digital. And then digital transformation is where you get all the change management, the human element, everything encompassing, right? And that's digital transformation. But we're talking about digital strategy because we're talking about business. So I've got a definition here as well of what digital strategy is. And it's a plan you develop to help you embed technology into your business to unlock the most value for your organization. So it's actually technology. We're embedding technology into our business. Okay, so whereas you had like businesses that you could use before, even like, for example, if you had a brick and mortar, you don't even really need technology. Well, we needed technology more and more, you know, as girls go, as the years have gone by, but even more so now, you know, like with having chips and all that. There's so many different things that you can use to run your business. So digital strategy is just that. So what does it really mean for us as businesses? It's the opportunity to run a business online. Yeah. So we're running a business online. We need to have digital tools to actually enable us to run online. So you can run things like your coaching, your consultancies, your one-to-ones, memberships, tutorials, masterclasses, all sorts of things. Like anything that you're running online, you're going to actually be using digital strategy to that. So also, it's ensuring that your digital strategy is aligned with your business plan. So you see all those things that we talked about, when you create a strategy, you're actually aligning them with all those things. You're still not forgetting those fundamental, those principles, those classic things to build any business. They still exist. You cannot create a digital strategy in isolation of your business plan. Okay, so this is something that you need to understand. And also, it's about getting an internet kind of online presence, right? It can be a website or landing pages, it can be social media, but whatever it is, you have like a presence online where people can actually go and speak to you. They can actually learn from you, get some content that you're providing to them, learn about what you're doing, and where you can market yourself. Okay, and if there's anything that I want us to take away, it's like that whole thing about marketing ourselves, building the business and actually learning strategies and tactics are important. But what's most important is that your customers want to know about you. There's nobody else like you. You're an individual. You have your own way of speaking to people. You're not for everybody, but your people will know who you are and they will follow you. But you need to make them feel confidence in your own confidence, and you showing up for them time and time again, and you're being the expert. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you are a leader. We are all leaders here, whether we like it or not. We are all leaders. So if you never thought about yourself as a leader, from today you need to put that hat on and say, if you have a mantra or you have a whatever you're saying, say it to yourself every single day. When you're writing your gratitude book, you're acknowledge it as well. We're all leaders and people need to see us. So we need to start getting out there. We need to start going on live. We need more women on the platform. We need more people of color on the platforms as well. We need to actually make things, get things right, and so that we're all able to help one another. And we don't want to see anybody by the wayside. We want to actually bring us up together. And that's what Women Elevating Women is all about. We're picking each other. You see your sister, everybody, you help them, you pick them up, you show them, you guide them, and then there's something about when it comes to businesses, it's all about transformation. So when people come to me, and even my business, it happens, but even as in my personal life, I always say that, I want anyone that has had a conversation or has met me to leave happier than they met me, or live in a better place than they met me. As an individual, I want to lift your spirits. In your business, I want to know that I have helped you, and to actually move your business to the next level, no matter what level you were on before. So you want to get an internet presence to have that. So also now with digital strategy, you have to be agile and nimble. What is agile and nimble? Traditionally, there are ways that we actually run projects. We have what in the IT, we have what we call like waterfall projects. And waterfall projects is that you have to wait until you have to go through the whole feasibility, then the development, then the production, or whatever, testing, and you have to go through this whole thing before the project started. And I worked on a number of projects myself in the government sector where by the time we finished the project or we're trying to release it, legislation had changed. Guess what? They canned the project. So I don't know if anyone remembers, like a lot young girl years ago, I think, I can't remember what council it was. Was it Southern Council? Victoria Cleanbeer. Part of the problem that we had with her is that everybody had actually looked had seen her. The police had been called before for domestic violence or whatever violence. The school had seen some things and had reported. The doctor had already seen. The social services they all had information, right? But guess what? The system was not centralized, right? So they were not speaking to each other. The system, they had scapegoats that came out of, but systems were so disjointed, they were not speaking to each other. And it was taking them time to get from one thing to another. By the time they actually realized what happened, the poor girl was dead. So what happens now is that with digital transformation, it's real time. A lot of things are happening in real time. You can see things going on. You're very quick. You're fast, and you can have fast execution because you're moving with technology. Okay. And the other thing I want to say here is that technology is no longer just an enabler, because before what we used to have in business is that you will have like someone that is the visionary, the CEO of a business, yeah, and then you have like the mid managers that are actually running the processes and running the systems, and then you have at the bottom the technology that actually these people were actually using to run to support the systems and all that. But now it doesn't work like that. Your technology is embedded in every single aspect of when you're actually starting your business. You're writing, we're using digital technology. When we're actually creating, when we're building, we're using technology. When we're going out, when we're growing, we use technology for every single thing. It's embedded from start to finish of your business. So one thing I will say is that you're taking your customer on a journey. Never ever forget that when you're building your business, your customer is key. Your customer is a central point. No, regardless, it's not about technology. It's not about digitalization. It's about your customer, giving them the best experience because you're transforming them. They're looking out there to say, how can I get there? And see, that is you. That's, what do we call it again? I can't remember. Escape me. I'm sure somebody can write it in the comments. It's the Piero. It's kind of like, that's you taking them, you're telling them, you're guiding them step by step and taking them through that bit to get to that other end. So at every point where every touch point in your business, in the journey, you need to make sure that it's a pleasant experience for your customer. And what does that mean? There's so many little things. It can be navigating your website, for example. When I go onto your website, how easy is it for me to move around and to jump from one place to another? Can I find things? Is it easy for me to pay? I was trying to pay for something the other day on the website, and I noticed that it was so difficult. You know, the more clicks you're away from the button of payment, the higher chances that you're losing that customer. When you're speaking, is it all about you on your website, or is it about your customer? It's because your customers don't really care about your course. They don't care about your webinar, your seminar, or anything. Your customers care about what is in it for them. The reason they're coming to you is because they want some transformation. They want a change. They want some kind of results. So when I'm talking to you, you're telling your customer what the benefits will be to them. You don't care about your features. And now I'm using IT language, but yeah. So, they don't care about the things that make it up. They just care about what is in it. What results do I get? What do I become? And for you as an individual, when you set things like your goals at the beginning, when you start working in your business and everything, it's not even about the destination as well. It's also about the journey. It's who you become on the way to when you get there. And those goals, whoever hits them, because every time you hit a goal, you're actually setting yourself a new goal. So you're taking your customer on a journey, but as you're going on that journey with the customer, you're going on a journey yourself because you're growing every day. Okay. So this here is like just the tools that you need. So I'm just putting some digital tools together. I have a whole detail of them. I don't want to make this presentation too long. So the tools that you need, this is a very full page here, like your website, things like WordPress, Squarespace, and there's so many of them out there. You need something like for your email marketing, which is like, you can use something like ConvertKit, you can use MailChimp, there's so many others, page builders for your landing pages and your lead magnets. You have Aweber, you have Breezy, we have some, quite a number of them, but we can find out. Then payments. And oh, so Stripe and sorry, I can just hear a noise. I'm just wondering what's me. Okay, payments. We have Stripe and PayPal, right? So webinar, you can use things like GoToWebinar. You can use Zoom, Loom. I think you can Google. Is it Google? Hangouts as well. You have those things and streaming things like this. Anyway, we've got them, and then the social media platforms that you can actually use. These are all the kind of things that you need to run a business. Okay, I did mention earlier on about registering your business and having your accountant. And one of the things I would say actually that I need to put on here is like a team. Let me tell you something about business. The sooner you get somebody on board, the better for you, no matter what business, no matter how small you are. Because there's some things that we call, but when it comes to productivity, what kind of, where are you putting your efforts? Are you putting your efforts in your business and the things that are actually going to give you, you put a lot of effort and get minimum, you know, like maybe $10 efforts, or, you know, like you have to categorize how much, you know, are these going to give me tens, or are these going to give me hundreds of dollars, and this is going to give me thousands of dollars. So what you want to do is you want to put your effort into the higher numbers, so that the things that you don't have to be there for, you actually give to you actually get your VA, someone to do for you. And that's where your systems and your processes that you're running, yeah, I'm not sure if I put that on here. You still have run systems and your processes that you run to actually help you run your business. You decide what systems, what processes, or what activities actually warrant like the tens of the $10 or £10, or the which ones are £100 activity, and which ones are £1,000 activities. So we just kind of find out. So yeah, I think that might be it. Yeah, so that's thank you very much for that. So I'm going to just stop sharing my screen now and see if we have any questions. And yeah, thank you guys. That's it.
Unmute myself. Let me unmute myself. Thank you, Marian. That was good information, needed, necessary information for the world we are living in. And it's spot on with what's next, journey in the right direction. And one of the journeys in the right direction now is being online, having certain technical skills. They are no longer optional. And we've heard everything that Marian has said, and all the tools that we can use. We were talking about this yesterday, talking about PayPal, Stripe. There are so many things. If you are in business, you've got to decide, where am I going to operate my business from? So is it a brick and mortar kind of building, or is it going to be online? If it's online, it's not optional. You have to ask yourself, do I have a website? Which is no longer compulsory, because now there's all the other platforms. You can use, like Leland was talking about, using Facebook. You can use Facebook, you know, to do stuff. Like yesterday, when myself and Debbie practiced, we just literally went into a Facebook group that I just put the name there. I've not started putting anything in there, but we were able to use it to practice to get online. So I just want to thank Marian for what she's said today. We really need to take it on board. With Marian's talk and Katrina's talk, I think we've got more than enough tools to get us working online. And one of the things I want to
if anyone had any questions as well.
Yes. So I was looking at it here. I haven't seen any questions.
If you want to unmute yourself, that is probably easier for me.
Okay. Yeah. So if you do have any questions, please put your hands up here. But let me just ask you something, Marian. Now, one of the things that I've noticed with, like for example, somebody who used to have a website and no longer has that website, what would be the best thing for them to do if they've kind of had all those links on other social media platforms? Would you say, you know, even though they're planning maybe to get their website back up and running, should they take it off for now, or should they just leave it there?
So what? No, I'm trying to understand. So the person
you know, when somebody has a website before and they're not using it anymore for now, and they've linked it up to all their online platforms, would you recommend that they take it off, or they?
Yeah, because if you've linked it to your online platforms and somebody actually goes to your website, right, even though you're not using it, then nothing happens. They're not getting anything. They're not going to come back. So you're actually losing customers.
So you recommend that they take it off? So you recommend that they just take it off all their platforms for now?
Yeah, because if your website is like your home, it's like your hub. Yeah. The thing that I would be concerned about that is that if they're only using on social media platforms, they don't have a website. Now, if they don't have, are they using email? Because if you don't have a website, you need some kind of email where you're collecting the information and you know you're getting all the emails and you're in control of. If Instagram goes down or says, oh, no more Instagram or Facebook today, that's it. All your contacts are gone.
Okay.
Everybody's gone. So the only people that you actually have are the people that you've collected through your website, your email, you know. So it's good to collect email addresses, you know. But even if you're not using that website now, the thing I would say is if they have got a if they can even get the email going and just use it to actually send out regular emails. So that
what could be an alternative to having a website? You know, what would be your recommendation?
Landing page. Just create a single landing page.
And how can they create that?
You can use ConvertKit. What do you use, Tokumbo?
I use a web app, but I am looking to. I have a ConvertKit account. I just had the ones that you don't need to pay for yet, but I'm not using it at all. I just opened it with
you can use
thinking.
ConvertKit. There are quite a lot of things you can use. I have something called Breezy as well that I use, but there are a number of things that you can use. So I use Aweber
for now, but I am thinking very strongly of moving over from Aweber to ConvertKit. But so I don't know, does anyone have any question?
Yeah, is it possible, Marianne, that you could type in somewhere, whether it's in the chat or on the Facebook page, the various platforms that we could use as a landing page?
Okay.
That would be helpful because I've been given some, I haven't explored it yet, but it would be helpful to know what the different options are, because for me, it's got to be simple and easy. Otherwise I won't do it.
Yeah. and Lillian, I see that you asked a question about, was it you that said processes?
Yeah, because you said a word.
Yeah, and you were thinking, so it's processes.
I'm so sorry. Did you hear? I had 3 dogs, 2.
That's all right.
I don't know if you guys.
We're all at home. We
want to see the dogs.
They're gone. They're small. They're very small dogs. They're going for a walk now. It's like,
Do you know how many distractions everyone has at home? Did you see me put my head?
Yes.
It's the new normal.
Debbie said, Field of Dreams. Yes, Field of Dreams. So you watched anyone has watched it. So guys, we have to be bold. We have to be as bold as lions. And you see all these people, sometimes some people come, you see what you were talking about earlier on, that a lot of people pay for these courses. We are lured in. Why? Because they know that the marketing is so fantastic, and the worst thing about the best marketing is that it's the fastest way to failure. So if you draw them in and you haven't got the content, then you'll fail.
Absolutely.
So we need to. I'm just looking at comments. Debbie says she loved that digital transformation. Yeah, that's about human beings. That's the human element. Digital transformation. We're not robots, you know. Support each other. Yes. I worked. Carrie's worked in civil service for 20 years. Yes. You know that whole thing, Carrie's about working, and then before you know, you're working on something, and then it never comes. How many projects have you worked on? Anyone that's worked in government, and it's never come to light. It's like you spent all our money, tax money, building this thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're not in the climate.
It's also frustrating.
Can I say something?
Putting.
Go ahead, Caris.
Yeah, so it's just also frustrating. You have excitement, you're working towards something, then boom, new minister or whatever, delete that.
I'm sure Tayo has witnessed that as well, even as a contractor.
Absolutely.
You don't have enough time. And I'm a very money-oriented person because I come from my Nigerian heritage. I come from Ijebu, so I'm counting those points. I'm not impressed. But I just wanted to say something about websites. Guys, don't you think that we're kind of moving away from websites? Don't you think that everybody's kind of landing on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and, so I think with Lillian, I think there's a place for website. I'm just not sure where it is. But I'm thinking like Lillian, who already has those presences. Do you seriously think she needs a website as well?
So the issue, like I say, with the web is the main thing is because she does not have control over this. If those things go away, then she's lost all her clients and all the relationships she's built. That's the main issue with that's the main.
Yeah,
so it's almost as if she's got to come up with a bit of a journey, isn't it? So if we take Lillian, for instance, and we think, what's her typical client? Where are they likely to find her? And then what does she want to do with that client that has found her on Instagram? What's the next step kind of situation? So Marian, I left a message for you, and I said to you, somebody like yourself who's really kind of like had that feel of digitization and transformation and everything, have you thought about coming up with sort of like a little toolkit, little checklist type of situation that, you know, you're taking, you know, small? And when I'm talking about small, you know, small businesses is anything up to 50 employees and over 100. Yeah. Have you thought about, because what we do when we're all into business, we're like, yay, my own business. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then we get a whole lot of tools, different landscapes. You know, they don't talk to one another. And you're thinking, crap, this isn't working, you know. So have you thought, Marian, of something where you can kind of like, you know, build something where people can kind of like, okay, I need that. I need this. I need that. And then, you know, kind of like keep people controlled. Let's not go crazy.
Yes. So part of my part of my course, when I say the tools, I mean, actually, when they pay for it, they just get the toolkit and program as well. So I know that these things integrate with each other, so you don't have disjointed. You don't have disjointed. And it's right. It's a very good question, because those of us that work in the IT field, it's very easy for us to just assume that everybody knows this. You know, I mean, I can knock up a presentation in 10 minutes, you know, it doesn't mean anything to me. And somebody asked me the other day, have you thought about actually showing people how to? I was like, is that the thing? And they're like, yeah. So yes, that's a very good thing. Yeah, but when people work with me, but I think what I can do is like in the group as well, maybe that would actually help put in like a toolkit, you know, we can
absolutely
discuss.
It would be.
Maybe even with you guys, the project managers, I think there's some people here, because even the communications, I think, Karis, what you do is very important, because that's where obviously, you know, like communication comes in. It's very important in any business as well. So maybe we can actually come together and decide.
I think so as well, in the sense that it's not just buying. One of the biggest problems that a lot of people have in business, and why I tend to be someone who believes that sometimes not having enough money to start a business is the best thing you could ever do to yourself, than having too much money to start a business, because then you buy all the shiny things that you don't need. Absolutely. And then you end up starting the business. And when you get to the nitty-gritty of the business and now need certain things, a lot of people have run out of money at that time. And it happens to too many people. So sometimes not having enough money to start a business could be the best thing that you could do for yourself, because then you have to go to the bare bones of what your business needs to survive. And just saying with what Taya's been saying and what Lillian was asking as well, just to add to what Marian is saying, is yes, you might not need a website, but you definitely need an emailing marketing list, so that even if you lose, like for Lillian as an example, it's putting together, like, okay, like with this event, not everyone that signed up for this event has actually been able to show up. And I'm using the word being able because life gets in the way. I've got a message from someone that something just happened to, and she had planned to be here. Life gets in the way, especially for us as ladies. On Saturday morning, we have lots of things to do. But what am I saying is that you've at least have, like with this one, we had over 50 women sign up, literally over 50, but not all could show up. But because I've got that mailing list, we've got those 50 women that we can reach out to when something else comes up. So can you imagine if I had just said, we're gonna only put it on Facebook, I didn't do any of the registration. Now, why did I do the registration? Okay. For two reasons. Why did I put it inside Facebook? For two reasons. And so everyone that's doing anything, you've got to have a why. So with Lillian, even though you've put them on social media, you also, just like Marian said, you need to have a list of people minimum, and having a landing page or whatever way you want to get them into a mailing list, so that if social media, if Facebook becomes, that it loses its flavor of the month and it's somebody else, you're not losing your people.
And Lillian, I would hate, because I know the work that you do and I know how passionate you are about your work. I would hate for you to have no other means of contacting people, the people that you build relationships with, because, you know, apart from social media and whatever, I don't know anybody that I can, if we didn't have any digital whatever, that's I've lost contact apart from email.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's what you don't want to do. We don't want to, so you want to start to build, and that's where we can help you. Even if you build you just one landing page, right? We can. I mean, you've got the help in here, and maybe something you can start to think about. That would really be, because I would hate for you to lose.
Yeah, it's really, really essential that you have that mailing list, and it's not being crafty with how you draw people into you.
And Debbie as well, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the biggest problem that's online now, is this clickbait kind of attitude and pressure and lies. And we want to be those women that don't pull people in just because we want to get their money. We really want to offer value into people's lives. And so if I'm writing, yes, I want to get your attention, but I want to be sure that when you click, it's because you really need what I have to offer. Because if you don't need it, and you do sign up, a lot of us, and let's be honest, we don't want to admit that the fault was ours. So we go like, oh, she's not really good at it because I signed up for a program and it was rubbish. Sometimes the program is not rubbish. It's just that you are not ready for that level. So you don't understand the lingo of that level. But because many want to keep their face, they go like, it's not my fault, it's yours. And that's not true. So Lillian, and all of us, let's really make sure we have emailing lists to build up that business that we are doing. Okay.
There's one other question
for Lillian.
There's something else I want to answer here.
Yeah, sure.
It's who was it that said? Debbie said, would you say that a website is like an online business card? Kind of, but I think a website is a bit more than an online business card, because an online business card can only get you so much. It just tells people. I think I would compare an online business card to your bio, in your Instagram bio, your web, when they go onto your Facebook page, what does it say about you, and your LinkedIn, those kind of things, or even your banner in your in YouTube. So that's what your website is, like your home, where people can come to find anything that you do about you if they want to know.
Yeah, it is your home.
Because in the other social media, Lillian, that's another thing. They can't get all of you, but everything that you want anyone to know about you, you can start to direct them from your page there, and you can send them away. But that's the hub.
Yeah,
so there's a bit more.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the website also helps you with your expertise, because you can put blog posts and you don't have to put it every week. Yeah. Even if you decide that I'm going to have 10 blog posts on my website just to show that people know what I'm talking about. I was reading something some weeks ago where they said, the guy, I'm trying to remember who, okay, yes, the website that I use is called Thrive Themes. And the guy had put out a video and was talking about a really amazing video. And he was saying that it's not how many times you show up, because you can show up 100 times and have 100 blogs. And if your blogs are rubbish, you're saying rubbish 100 times over. So the thing that is important is that even if you don't show up as much, but when you do show up, you come with content that is a killer, people will always look out for you. And so it depends on what you're doing, because he said there's a guy that only puts out one post every 3 months, but he gets thousands of people reading it, because they know that when he does come out, he's coming out with meat, things that people really want to hear. And so people are like salivating for when he's going to bring something out next. I hear a lot of people bringing out a whole lot of noise. We're posting, we're doing. So I stopped. If you do notice, I literally stopped putting out posts, because I want to make sure that when I put out a post, I want to do it and I know it's needed. I don't want to just put out posts and I haven't put on Instagram today. I haven't put on I just stopped, because I want to build up something that is valuable to me and valuable to others. Would I come and post again? Maybe, I don't know, but it has to be in line with where I'm taking myself and where I'm taking the people that want to be a part of my life and a part of my business and a part of my cause. And so that's what I would say to everyone is, let's stop the noise. Let's stop the so-called gurus saying you should do it this way. Yes, consistency and visibility, but being consistent, like just like what's her name said yesterday, Karis said, Donald Trump is consistent. He is consistent in, in winding everybody up.
consistent with foolishness.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Exactly.
If you want a daily dose of foolishness.
Exactly. I said yesterday, he never disappoints you. He opens his mouth and you know what's going to come up.
Yeah.
If he says, I love everyone, you all the best, you go like, huh? Who's that? Exactly.
Who's that? Get off. Where's Donald?
Exactly. So, so I don't know if anyone has anything else to ask Marian.
Yes, Marian.
Yes.
Yeah, Marian.
Do you do consultancy? Do you do consult? So how do I get in contact with you?
So I will, when I do my shout out, I'll let you know. But yeah, you can contact. Well, on here, I've got on my website. There's
What happened?
You've muted yourself.
You just muted yourself, madam. She's not seeing it. She's not wearing her glasses. I always wear my glasses. Marian, put your glasses on. We still can't hear you.
yes. So,
Okay, that's her daughter.
Yeah, Gabrielle.
Hey, Gabby. She draws the best pictures.
Hi, Gabby.
Yeah. Gabby, show some of your pictures before the end of the day. But anyway, yeah.
What was I saying?
Where to contact you, Marian? The best place to contact you.
Oh my gosh, we're getting older now.
Forum full of glasses and forgetfulness.
Oh
dear.
I need to unmute Lydia.
and by the way,
Unmuted you, Lydia.
you guys didn't find the present because I just realized that I had a lot of time. I talked so fast and I breezed through 51 slides in.
Oh wow!
Yay!
It was like, hey.
It's me. Who else would say that? Naughty me, naughty me.
Was I too fast? Was I going too fast for you guys?
No, I haven't had breakfast. That's
Marian, where can I contact you?
MarianOgundaro.com, but I'm going to leave my details.
Yeah, she's going to leave her details. You're going to get everything
cool.
online and all the offerings and all.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else got something to add? Even if it's breakfast that we ate this morning, which I have not eaten. I'm not going to let Lillian and Debbie hear that I've not eaten.
You guys are all too jealous. So apparently Costa is open again.
No, but I'm drinking water.
Oh
I'm drinking water.
Yes.
I'm being a good girl.
Where's everybody's water?
Yes, good. Everyone, raise your water. Yay!
I've got coffee, not water.
Okay, great.
Okay, we won't condemn you, Taya.
No.
Anyway.
You don't have any water. Hey.
I wish I could turn my computer around now. You will all see Dami looking at himself in the mirror. He does exercises every day, and he keeps on coming up to tell us that his muscles are growing. So I said he should get a pump, and I would turn it around now. And get
How old is Dami? How old is Dami?
Dami's 26, going to 7.
Okay. It's my 14-year-old that does that. He's always and I'm looking and I'm thinking, pretty much looks the same to me.
Exactly, that's what we've been trying to tell him, that he pretty much looks the same. Because sometimes I go like, trying to look that.
Yes.
Are you showing me?
Might have to go to Specsavers.
He said I shouldn't be rude. Don't worry, everyone that's never met my kids, when we do our live events, you will meet them.
Awesome.
They're there as much as they can. Back in the day, they came because otherwise they won't eat food. But now they come because they've met so many amazing ladies and just love coming. But Marian, thanks so much for that. That's really
thank you.
Technology is not optional, ladies. It's not optional. It's not optional at all. But yes, we've had a good time. I think we could take a break now and then come back at 1:30 because Lydia's going to be speaking up there. Hi, Lydia.
Hi. Very useful information. Thank you, Marian.
You're welcome.
Okay, perfect. So ladies, we are going to be back at 1:30. I'm going to leave my system on because I don't want anything to happen to it, but everybody can kind of log out and we will admit you later, okay? But you're going to see me here, so it's just going to be a white background. But thank you everyone for coming, and I wish you all a great day. Everyone that's watching on Facebook, because I can see people watching on Facebook, Great, ladies. We'll be back at 1:30. Please get something to eat. Drink lots of water. See, I'm being a good girl. Drink lots of water. And we will see you all back at 1:30. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye.